You know, if you don't know how to play golf, it doesn't matter how much you go out there. If you don't learn the rules of the game, and you're not gonna be any good at it.
All right, so basically saying the music makes it seem like it's normal.
No, yeah. Exactly.
Kelly also said, I think he's saying the music influenced the kids to the point that they think it's cool, so they don't feel any way about it.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Y'all elaborate on that? Need me to elaborate on it? You say you think it's cool?
No, he's saying what he's saying. He's basically the same thing with everything else. You get numb to shit. All this shit just making you numb to everything, like death and everything else. Like, it was a time when I was coming up when somebody in our hood died. Like, people mourned when they died.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People, like, actually mourn. Now, it's like somebody die Monday. It's business as usual Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's business as usual.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Then they get all the T-shirts during the week, so by the time Saturday, Sunday come around, you know, they had in T-shirts and, yo, we love you, and they pulling the liquor out.
They booing, and then,
you know,
like, they
Saturday,
really,
that's all on Saturday.
Next Monday, they forgot all about you. They forgot all about you.
Come Monday morning, it's business as usual.
They forgot all about you.
Forgot all about you. Forgot who your mother is. Forgot even where your mother lived.
Don't even know your kids.
Forgot your kids.
Yeah.
You know, all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where they at. That's where they at.
My thing is, like we talked about earlier about the Rosie thing, like they all saying, well, they ain't stopping nobody, you know, and arresting them and pulling people up. Now, we thought about it from a different standpoint, right? Which, I mean, some people will still say it's not positive, but I'm just saying in general, if they not messing with y'all and they let y'all basically hustle.
Exactly. Why y'all keep killing
people?
Why y'all doing dumb shit, yo? Why y'all
because
doing
basically
dumb shit?
that's what I was telling Mook today. I was watching the lady. She like the president of the community in the Emerson Village House. And she was just saying basically how she just reaching out, day in and day out. No one is getting back to her. No one was saying anything. They showed the dudes at the window hustling. He got the money in his hand, product in his hand. He right there. I mean, the camera got him clear as day, just as clear as we sitting here talking.
You saying nobody ain't reaching out, but we also know who she's dealing with too. You see the dude she was with too, right? Is she really doing it, or is they doing it for show? You know what I mean? If they doing it for show.
Well, I know who the woman is, and I know for sure that she doing it. She definitely reaching out. I know who the woman is.
I'm talking about what's his name. He ran for state's attorney too. Is this just he doing this shit for show? Because he keep on intertwined with them, and it feel like they keep calling Fox 45 for every fucking thing.
Well, I don't know.
Do they really want to sit down and talk, or do they really want to just be bullshitting around, trying to throw some dirt on somebody?
Well, what they saying is that they reaching out to everybody that's working down here in where the powers that be. No one is getting back to them. That's what she's saying. So, what they were saying was they're not locking people up because Mosby is not prosecuting guys for possession.
We know that's a fucking lie. We know
she's not. Lie. She said she's not. No, she's not locking people up for possession.
I don't give a fuck what she said. I know people going to court and they getting charged for fucking possession.
Oh, okay.
That's a lie.
Okay.
And maybe it ain't the same rate that they really want to be in, probably. That's what she's saying.
Or maybe it all depends on what the fuck it is. Like, is you going to be prosecuting every fucking nigga you know is getting high? Is you going to keep on charging them? Do they really need to go to jail, or do they need the fucking help?
Well, these guys were selling drugs.
I understand what you're saying.
These guys selling drugs.
Now, guess what? Now they might be
saying, I think they need jail.
So she's saying that they're not. The only way that they coming after these guys is after they build a case against them. Because when they locking them up for possession, she's not prosecuting it.
It's we call them. It says, to me, it boils down to the upbringing. Yes, kids will be kids, but at the end of the day, what morals are they being taught? I like that.
Yeah.
That's your girl.
I mean,
But everybody say it's been a parents thing. Somebody I was watching something earlier and they said they was blaming they were saying the parents. It was someone I just watched. They saying it's the parents. Everybody saying it's the parents. Which, man, we've been preaching this for the last I don't know how long, man. Like, it's definitely the parents, man. We definitely gotta step up as far as like. First of all, man, I'm sorry, man. It has to be something. We gotta start. Man, we need to start scanning women when they pregnant for that grade have a baby.
I love for you to call in.
Making sure they right.
I love for you to call in, Monica.
We might need to start scanning them. Make sure they right.
Monica,
you know what I'm saying?
Monica, don't you have my number, Monica?
We might need to scan them because you guys people are having kids, man. I don't know what's going on, man. They just not handling it. Just some people not capable to have kids.
Well, I mean,
okay, here we go.
We know it's definitely. It's just, man. We all know it starts at home, but we have to start doing better parenting, man. Period. Like, cause a lot of these kids are out of control because of the parents.
I can agree to that.
So now they just taking it to the next level. You feel what I'm saying? So they out of control because of the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Now they out there. They just running wild and they're off. So now they just
like the horse race.
Yeah, and now they just it's no hold bar. The gloves are off, and it's just do whatever you want to do now. You know what I'm saying?
It feel like that's the only thing I hear on TV that nobody never say nothing about. Nobody never say that in the news. Nobody never said. They say the kids. They blame the kids.
Yeah.
The kids ain't showing up.
Mm-hmm.
No, the parents ain't making sure they show up. That's their responsibility.
Exactly. Because I ain't trying to hear you guys work.
My thing, everybody
my thing is this, right? There should be no reason why they not showing up now. Because that damn automated thing will get on your nerves as much as they call the damn house.
Right.
They didn't call the house for my kids and they was in school. So how is it that these I don't know. I just don't understand how you can have this automated system that call when you're not there.
We got a caller.
All right.
Hello?
Hey, Monica, how you doing, sister?
Hey, I'm fine, dear brother. I was just so happy to see, watch y'all and hear some of the statements that's being made. I would love to be able to chime in on the arrest that's being made, the arrest that's not being made, the consent decree, the agreement between Mayor Brandon Scott, Commissioner Harrison, and Madam State's Attorney's office, if that's okay.
Absolutely. By all means.
By all means, I would love for you to come on here one day, too. Because I know how much important you are in our community.
My absolute pleasure.
Most
let me
definitely.
first say that Irk is certainly right that people are sitting in central booking right now awaiting trial for drug distribution because she's prosecuting drug distribution. As long as the police arrest him, she's going to prosecute him. The other thing is that there's been some misnomers about the policies that she adopted, I believe, back in May. What happened was that because of COVID, there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people sitting behind a wall, and the fear that COVID would spread throughout these prisons and jails, which we actually got off easy. They had some federal joints that had like boatloads of people that died from COVID, not being able to get relief. But one of the things that under COVID is that she decided that people with low-level offenses walking down the street, drinking a beer, that's sitting over there in that Petri dish, people who were trespassing, loitering, standing on a corner, that's sitting over there waiting to get a bail or waiting to be released. She decided that she was going to vacate those charges and relieve some of those people from the prison because of the dangers that it posed. And what data has found is that there is no real direct indication that locking somebody up that get high is going to stop and solve the murders and the violent crimes in the city.
Facts. I agree to that.
And you can check this data out if you go to the state's attorney's website. You can look at the data. Data is very important. It's one thing that we got to understand is that a lot of the situations we find ourselves in, whether it's housing, whether it's development, whatever it is, people look at data. Before they even put a restaurant in your area, they look and track to see how many people actually live in the area. Mm-hmm. They look and track to see, what these people like. They do all kinds of surveys, but you guys know how it go. But to the point is that there's a misnomer where some rank and file, not all of them, some rank and file officers will sit 5 and 6 in a row and just sitting there. And people are concerned, like, well, why are they just sitting there and not, trying to solve crime? And they'll turn around and say, well, because Madam Mosby or because the state's attorney's not prosecuting, we're not going to make these arrests. That don't make sense. Mayor Brandon Scott, the commissioner, and Madam State's attorney have came to an agreement that violent crime, these murders, and these guys out here need to be dealt with, and taking the limited resources that we have and spending it on somebody that's nodding in front of a store is not helpful. So what they did was they have a 211 system. It's 24 hours a day. If your brother or sister at any time of day or night say, I'm tired of getting high, I need help, you can call 4 o'clock in the morning. You can call that number. They have a Baltimore crises unit that will take that person right then and there and get them into treatment. Anybody that's having a mental health crisis, somebody running around with a hatchet in their hand, and people are like, oh man, this guy got a hatchet in his hand, rather than a police showing up on a scene, putting a bullet in the guy because he didn't have his medication, they would divert that guy to a mental health facility where the doctors can get him back on his medication and get his mind right. And the numbers and the data show that we have actually decreased in crime, especially compared to 66 cities across the nation that's had the highest crime rate. We have the actual lowest. But people got to look at the numbers and got to really see what's going on and know what's going on before we make a snap judgment by looking at Fox 45, exactly, which is definitely a news organization that's just hell-bent on removing this black woman from this particular position.
And I feel as though mostly any Democrat, actually, if you ask me, almost any Democrat, they want to really throw salt on their name. And it's sad, but we know who owns Fox, though.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's not be,
make no mistake about it. And it's actually the narrative across the country. The narrative is wherever you have Democrat cities, states, counties, Democrat-led, then crime is high. So other folks want you to believe that when we come in and we start locking people up for the least little thing they do, that you're going to be safe. It has not worked. Filling up these jails with people who sold a pound of marijuana and you done gave them 3 life sentences have not worked. And now they want to sell marijuana in every shop, yes, and make millions of dollars off of it, but they don't want to vacate those sentences for some of them guys that learned their lesson and want a chance at some freedom. They want to still hold on to people for marijuana charges, still want to do these things that are just counterproductive to really keeping our community safe.
Right.
And I just encourage, the listeners to really, before we make these snap judgments, actually, read a little bit.
Yep.
And look into things and just don't take stuff at
That's right.
At face value.
That's why I tell them, do your own research on her. You ask her to do this, she's doing it, and now you have a problem because you letting everybody bamboozle and hoodwink you. And that's the sad part about it. That's all people have ever been doing to us. Tell us whatever they want to tell us. And as long as you feed into it, you give them 1 ounce of it, they're going to keep it going. And that's all they need to get is 1, because then it goes to another one.
Well, most of us on this show, we always felt that we thought it was cool what she was doing.
Hey, Monica, before you leave, can you let the people know, the viewers, and the people know who you are?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I do wear several hats. One, I am an elected official. I am the Democratic State Central Committee elected official for the 40th District, which covers Mosier Street, Lafayette Avenue, South Baltimore, Washington Boulevard. The 40th is rather big. I ran for that seat in 2018 and got elected. Yep. It's a non-paid position, but it's generally the position where people go at that have political intentions, which I actually don't. Before you make your move to city council or to delegate or senator, a lot of people will sit on a state central committee. Kwesi Mfume was on the state central committee. You have people who actually sit there that eventually go on to into politics. That wasn't my intention. My intention was just to kind of show people that even if you got a checkered past, even if you come from Sandtown, which I do, that you can still run for mayor, city council, or office and have your seat at the table, just like Stokely did. People can do that. The other hat I wear is I actually work for Madam State's Attorney. I've been there for probably a little more than 90 days, and I work. I'm the community liaison in the Southwest District, which is Edmondson Avenue, Morrell Park, Irvington, all those Yale Heights, all those different communities make up the Southwestern District. And what my role is to bring resources to the community. Let's say, for instance, if somebody's son got murdered, then I would, reach out to that person to make sure that they get the counseling that they need, to make sure they get the resources that they need to help them get through those difficult times. What we are getting ready to do now is we're going to do these prayer walks, but they're not only prayer walks. We're going to do them all over the city, but we're going to be handing out resources for jobs. Because there are jobs out here. They're not like, $40, $50 an hour. But right now, Amazon giving up $3,000 signing bonus. Yep. Giant Supermarket giving up about $2,000 signing bonus. There are jobs out here. It's not going to be the type of money a cat could make in one day, just standing out there. But at least he don't have to worry about
at this point in time, it is.
At least
half these dudes ain't even making no money. Half of them need to be at that job.
Getting that honest living, and you can build from there.
Right.
Trust me, I've seen it with my own eyes.
At the Giants, you can make a move and actually eventually have your own supermarket.
Yeah, I used to work at
a career.
I used to work at Giants.
Yeah, you can have a career at Giants.
Giants.
I don't know about MTA.
Most definitely, Giants was great. But then the family sold it and some things changed. But Giants was awesome.
I heard that was a good place to work for. Awesome. They was unionized and paid good money and everything.
Awesome. Yeah, they had a nice credit union and everything.
My uncle was a meat cutter for him.
Yeah, so that's what one of the things that we're going to be doing is handing out resources and stuff, because the state's attorney has a saying, and it's called justice over conviction. Her philosophy is that just because she's a state's attorney does not mean that means to just lock people up. There is some underlying stuff that needs to be addressed. And she's one of the only people that I've ever seen that's trying to correct a system that's been in place for over 400 years.
And that's what I'm keep telling people.
She's one of the only people that have the courage to say that these policies affect black and brown people. The white guy down at the stadium, he can get drunk all day, piss on people's cars, drink his beer, do all sorts of stuff. They put him in a cool off, little Johnny. But the guy walking down Pennsylvania Avenue with the weight of the world on his shoulder with a can of beer, they throw him in a slammer.
Right.
And she was saying how disproportionately these types of offenses are applied to black and brown people. And she's bold in that. And it's sad that 63% of black people live in this city. Baltimore is 63% black, And when they get a couple of leaders in there that really willing to stick their neck out for them.
Damn right.
And really try to stand up against the powers that be in this town, because white folks got the money and white folks been running this town for a long time.